Seems like the first part of the summer we ended up, not so hot as it could be. We didn't get into those big long stretches of hot, sunny, dry weather every day for weeks at a time. But now I think it's shifting that way. The rest of this month probably going to look a lot like it does today and the next several days. So hazy and hot today. Temperatures, we're not super hazy today. There's a little of that dust in the air, but definitely on the hot side and a little hotter the rest of the week. Temperatures mostly in about the mid to upper 90s today, but I think more places will hit 100 degrees or slightly hotter beginning tomorrow through the remainder of the week. And then so around 100 degrees, plus or minus a few degrees. Of course, cooler at the coast and hottest in Starr County, but you get the idea. It's going to be hot and sunny here for a while. So our rain chances are pretty much at about zero. When you look at what's coming up this week, when you don't have many clouds, you kind of turn the rain chances down a bit. So, last week we still had a little rain. This week we're down to about 0% pretty much every day. The temperature, therefore, with all that extra sunshine and no rain, temperatures going back up. We started in the 90s and we just turned it up, at least to about 98 today, but it could be a little hotter, like I said, by tomorrow and then into Thursday. So temperatures right now are already getting into the mid 90s in some areas. We're at 94 in Brownsville, 94 also in McAllen, 95 in Rio Grande City, even 92 in Port Isabel. And most of the afternoon is going to be hovering between about 95 and 100 over most of the valley. At least a light breeze is still around, but the feels like temperature, I always have to do that because it's in quotes, feels like, 107, the apparent temperature you feel with the humidity in McAllen and Rio Grande City, 105 in Brownsville. So the heat index getting up there above about 103, 104, 105 or so all afternoon. And this accounts for if you're standing in the shade where these calculations are figured up. If you're wearing black wool suit standing in the sunshine, this number probably feels more like 115, 120 or something like that on your hot clothing. So you want to stay in the shade on these hot days, stay cool and stay hydrated. The heat index the next several days hovering between about 105, maybe at the extreme point, briefly up around 112 to 115, but about 105 to 110. So you always want to slow down, stay cool, stay hydrated so you don't succumb to any heat-related health problems here during these hot stretches of days coming up. I think really, like I said, each day, probably the rest of the month will look similar to this. I don't think we're setting up for any big changes, big shakeups in the weather. And Future Track doesn't show this much the next couple of days. If you look at Future Track the rest of today, it just shows plenty of dry weather out there. Tomorrow, sun comes back, mostly sunny skies again, very few clouds, and therefore a lot of heat. Temperatures back in the 90s. From about the middle of the map here, westward, will probably hit 100 degrees. McAllen, Edinburgh, Hidalgo, westward into Starr County. And then same thing on Thursday. If anything, too, it might be the same or a degree hotter on Thursday. More sunshine, very few clouds. Temperatures again well into the 90s or lower 100s. And the same thing again on Friday, too. You don't see much coming, just sunshine and hot temperatures. So today, highs near 98. This might be the coolest day left for the next few. So how about that? 98 with sunshine around, very few clouds, and the southeast wind, or south to southeast wind at around 15 and maybe up to about 20 miles per hour or so when you factor in the gust. By tonight, we're down to about 77, mostly clear skies. Temperatures down in the upper 70s, but we do, see very few clouds tonight. I mean, you might get a couple of clouds tonight, but if they are around late tonight, they will clear out pretty quickly. In the next 7 days, breaking out the big numbers again, 100 tomorrow, 101 on Thursday, and then pick your favorite number, either 100 or 101 after that each day through the weekend. Should be a little breezy most days. The winds may quiet down at times on Saturday and Sunday, but not a big difference between any one day there the next 7 days. So again, today's the coolest day, but it does get hot. And each day though, the temperatures will range in the afternoon from near 90 or so at the coast, about 104 or 105 in western Starr County for highs. So what you see is what you get there, sunshine and hot weather. Typical mid to late July stuff coming to finish what may be even the week after this looking about the same. But we'll keep tracking it. Have a look at the tropics too, see if anything's going on out there in your first 1-5 forecast here coming up on Channel 5 News at noon.